Hold a $10 bill between two fingers. It looks too small to change a life. After the first year, the account seems to agree. Every payday, roughly $304 leaves checking and enters an investment account. Rent still clears. Insurance still clears. The card payment still clears. Then, 12 months later, you open the app, expecting evidence that the sacrifice mattered. You contributed $3,650. The investment itself added about $119. That is not a mistake. It is the first honest entry in the file. Behind the bill, a vault opens on a much larger number, roughly $371,000 after 30 years, under a declared 7% model. The question is not whether the number can become large. The question is whether you would still be there when the account finally stops, depending almost entirely on you. Open the app again. The balance reads roughly $3,769. For a moment, the total looks respectable. Then the screen separates into two lines. You added $3,650. The account earned about $119. The growth line is smaller than many ordinary monthly bills. It may be smaller than one repair, one insurance payment, or one ordinary weekend you postponed because the transfer had already left checking. That is where the story becomes personal. A compound interest chart shows a smooth curve rising toward the right side of the screen. It does not show the first year from the account holder's position. It does not show the moment you compare 12 months of restraint with $119 of growth and quietly wonder whether the system is wasting your time. The account is not failing, it is simply immature. At this stage, it does not yet feel like a compounding machine. It feels like a storage record for money you moved out of reach. Nearly every dollar in the balance still carries your fingerprints. The first classification is simple, contribution-driven. The account exists because you keep arriving. Now move the file forward 5 years. The transaction history contains 60 transfers. Each one is ordinary, none of them feels historic. They appear between rent, utilities, subscriptions, fuel, and every other claim on the paycheck. Under the same 7% model, the investment account now holds roughly $21,800. That sounds substantial until the account details are opened. You supplied $18,250. The investment produced only about $3,500. More than 4 out of every $5 on the screen still came directly from you. Then the kind of month that ruins clean financial diagrams arrives. A repair estimate sits on the kitchen counter. A medical bill appears in the inbox. Work feels less secure than it did when the automatic transfer was created. The account balance looks large enough to solve something, but the growth line still looks too small to justify the waiting. Your thumb moves toward the transfer settings. Pause contribution, reduce amount, withdraw funds. This is the quitting zone. Not because the mathematics stopped working, but because the mathematics has not yet produced a reward large enough to compete with present pressure. You remember every dollar that left checking. The account's growth remains quiet, irregular, and emotionally weak. A real market would make the experience harder. The model rises smoothly. A real statement would include months when the balance falls, even after you contributed. The transfer would succeed, the market would decline, and the screen would briefly show less progress than before. That does not make stopping irrational. It reveals the actual contest. The future number is competing with a problem that exists now. Move forward again. At year 10, the statement shows roughly $52,600. You have contributed $36,500. The account has produced about $16,100. The investment is no longer trivial, but nearly 70% of the balance still came from your income. Now place that invisible account beside a visible life. A coworker changes cars. A friend returns from a trip. Someone places a new phone on the table. And the purchase receives an immediate social response. People can see it. They understand what it represents. Your transfer receives nothing. No one congratulates $304 disappearing into an account. There is no visible upgrade, no change in treatment, and no object that proves progress to the room. This is where status and investing move in opposite directions. Spending can produce recognition now. Investing often hides the evidence until much later. The app knows the number, the people around you do not. Return to the statement and isolate the 10th year. The account increased by about $7,000. Roughly $3,650 came from new contributions. About $3,400 came from growth. The gap is only a few $100s. After 10 years, you are still the larger engine. The visible life may suggest that nothing changed. The file says the account is 1 year away from a different classification. Year 11 begins with no dramatic decision. The transfer remains roughly $304 each month. There is no new strategy, no larger paycheck built into the model, and no secret investment added behind the scenes. At the end of the year, the balance reaches approximately $60,200. Now, separate the increase. You added $3,650. The existing portfolio produced roughly $3,925. For the first time in the simulation, the account added more during the year than you did. Nothing in the room changes. The car is the same. The phone is the same. The people around you do not suddenly classify you differently. The brokerage app does not announce a new status. There is no ceremony because the change exists inside the composition of the number. But the file has moved. For one 12-month period, growth became the larger engine. That is narrower than financial independence. A real market could reverse the comparison the following year. A decline, a withdrawal, a fee, a tax, or a missed contribution could move the threshold. The classification is not rich. It is simply this: the account has begun producing more than the person feeding it. The second change takes longer. Move to the end of year 19. By now, the account has lived through different jobs, different addresses, unexpected bills, and years when the transfer felt more important than the result. The app has become familiar enough to be boring. That boredom matters. The person who nearly paused the contribution in year 5 is no longer opening the account to be impressed. The account has become part of the background. The statement now shows roughly $144,000. You have deposited about $69,350. Growth accounts for roughly $74,900. For the first time, the investment has produced more money in total than you contributed across the entire 19-year period. The first switch belonged to 1 year. This one belongs to the whole account. Contributions are no longer the majority source of the balance. No institution announces the change because nothing operational happened that month. The same account remained open. The same transfer arrived. The same interface loaded on the screen. But the meaning of the number changed. At the beginning, the account was evidence of income being removed from the present. Now, most of the balance represents time, accumulated capital, and returns building on earlier returns. You are no longer the only builder. Before the vault opens completely, read the document beneath the balance. The first line is the return assumption. At 7%, the 30-year model reaches roughly $371,000. Lower the net return by 1 percentage point, whether through costs or simply weaker performance, and the same contribution pattern finishes closer to $306,000. The difference is roughly $65,000. No transfer changed. You behaved exactly the same. The structure changed what remained available to compound. The second line is purchasing power. $371,000 is a future nominal balance. It is not $371,000 of today's spending power. Use 2% inflation only as a sensitivity, not a forecast, and the same future balance would carry purchasing power closer to $205,000 in today's money. The account did not lose the missing amount. The measuring unit changed. Now the gold number in the vault has 3 labels: account balance, net result after a lower return, purchasing power in today's money. The thumbnail shows one number because a thumbnail has 1 second. The contract shows what that number actually means. Now return to year 30. The vault opens completely. Inside is approximately $371,000 under the declared 7% model, with no fees, taxes, withdrawals, or inflation removed from the displayed balance. But the number is no longer a mystery. It is divided into 2 histories. You contributed $109,500. Growth produced roughly $261,500. About 7 out of every $10 in the final balance arrived after the money entered the account. Now return to the person at year 5. The repair estimate is still on the counter. The transfer settings are still open. The option to pause still looks reasonable because the visible reward is small and the present pressure is real. Nothing in the final number proves that continuing was always the correct personal decision. The model does not know your debt, emergency reserves, income security, taxes, or obligations. It proves something narrower. The account that looked almost inactive had not failed. It had not yet accumulated enough capital for growth to compete with the person building it. The $10 bill never became powerful by itself. Repetition built the base. Time changed who produced the increase. At first, every transfer felt like money disappearing from the present. Later, the same account recorded more growth than contributions in a single year. Later still, growth became the majority of the entire balance. That is why investing $10 a day feels pointless at first. The early account is a receipt for your effort. The mature account is a record of what that effort was allowed to become. The $10 never promised wealth. It purchased time inside a structure whose result depended on returns, costs, inflation, and continuity. At first you build the account. Eventually the account begins building the number.